Today we are doing something that has never been done on this channel before. 10 different clone fragrances that I haven't featured. See, technically it has never been done before. Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gen Sense. Hope you're doing well. So I got in a bunch of different fragrances. Some I bought from JOMASHOP, some from Frag Luna, and then some I think from the perfume box. I could be misremembering, but I think it was that. It was like a few different packages, but I have not featured any of these on the channel. Most of them are new, like new, like I overpaid for them new. Because you know how it goes. This is the cycle of clone fragrances. They come out, oh, it's like $55. I guess I'm a moron and I'll buy it. And then a month later, what happened? Now it's like 40. A month later, oh, it's 30. So I got most of these there at the top. Yeah, this is like reverse stocks. Buy high, sell low. Everything I talk to you about is gonna be linked in the description below though, so feel free to check them out down there. And if you're in the future, hey man, they're cheap now. Probably. I don't know, probably. Where do we start? Where do we start? Let's begin with this one, Frag Luna. So this one I remember Frag Luna, and I think it was like 55, is that right? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. You've seen the price already. You know how close I got. My memory is like the opposite of an elephant's memory. It's like a goldfish. Here is the bottle. Look at how nice and reflective that is. Can't even really read it, can you? It's got a heavy cap with a wolf on top of it. And this one, just like the original Frag, when I got it in, the cap was off. It was just kind of jostling around inside the box there. So be aware if you buy this, it'll probably be kind of the same thing for you. But yeah, this one right here, following up on the original Frag, which is also a fantastic fragrance. Very high quality, a great alternative to a very popular Yves Saint Laurent, as you can see right there. Editing magic. This one though is not a YSL clone. This is actually a JOMASHOP clone, a really popular JOMASHOP, Naxos. The question is though, like how close can you get it to Naxos? Because that's a fragrance that I feel like would have been cloned more often, or more dupes for it would be available, but there aren't a whole heck load of them out there. Like there are some, and there are some decent ones, there are some good ones, there's some pretty trash ones, but it's not like, you know, flooding the market like Angel Share alternatives, for example. And of the ones that I own, this one is the best so far, which to be fair, it should be because it's kind of expensive, but it is stupid good. Now, if you're familiar with Naxos, of course, one of the most hyped tobacco fragrances in the entire niche realm, but it also has this like aromatic touch to it, this aromatic edge to it. And this captures that essence really well. The aromatic essence, I guess. The clone fragrance, it captures the essence. Sound like a moron. Also has that nice bit of honeyed sweetness in there as well. So Frag Luna, top-notch stuff. I don't regret it at the price point that it's at. If you pick it up later on, you know, cheaper down the road, then oof. Absolute steal. Also gonna be doing a giveaway later in this video, but for now, let's talk about this, a Mesa Hombra, which looks suspiciously like a Bulgari bottle. I mean, does it not? I think it does. So as you saw just now, this is Scepter Malachite by Mesa Hombra, and it is quite cheap, at least when it's in stock. This one, I think just over 20 bucks or so is what I paid. Give that a couple sprays. And this is basically your budget alternative to God of Fire. So that is a fragrance that's had a lot of different alternatives come out. You've got clones on top of clones on top of clones. You have some like Joe Milano Roll It One that are priced like entry-level niche fragrances. That one, I think, retails on Joe Milano's website for close to 300 bucks. When it first hit discounters, it was like 140, then it got marked down to 90 and 80, but still really expensive for a clone fragrance. So you've got that at like the top end. Then you have stuff kind of like in the mid-range, like Vulcan Pho from French Avenue, Mango Ice from Gulf Orchid, usually a little bit less than the French Avenue. And then this is like the cheapest of them all, you know, hovering right around like 20 bucks. Although technically I paid right at 25 bucks before the code. And the code or codes are these. They only work within the JOMASHOP app. I use mine all the time because I'm a cheapskate. So you can use those within the JOMASHOP app to save yourself some money. They change every few months. Then there's also codes for Frag Luna, for the perfume box, which the perfume box, fantastic for clone fragrances, and Gift Express as well. Now the Gift Express one, I gotta tell you guys, the 15% off, Gents 15, only works if the order is over 250 bucks. If it's under 250, it's a 10% off discount. If it's above 250, it's a 50 15% off discount. And then there's also Gents 10 for 10% off everything. So yeah. So back to this one, an affordably priced God of Fire alternative. It does smell really nice. It does capture that God of Fire mango freshness and sweetness off the top. It's maybe not as loud as some of the other alternatives, like some of the other ones are gonna be stronger than this one overall in terms of performance. But again, if you're on a budget, if you don't wanna spend too much, this is a really well done, cheap alternative to God of Fire. Let's do this Armoth next. This one is called the Falcon. Very interesting bottle design here. It's got this like faux wood cap, basically a faux leather wrapping around the bottle that you can unzip if you wanted to for some reason. Armoth on the back, and the cap is magnetic. So overall, kind of a cool presentation for the Falcon, if not a little bit different. And it's also gonna be very reminiscent in terms of presentation to Caballo, which is also really solid. This one's decently unique. It's been compared a little bit to the smell of Imperial Valley by Guisa, but it's also got like a little bit of that, that leather that's reminiscent in fragrances from Chopard, and also maybe to an extent things like Bulgari's Falcon and stuff kind of in that style. So in case you couldn't tell by this color scheme and everything, it is more of like a leather forward fragrance, but it has a sweet aspect to it as well. Like when you look at the note breakdown, it has pineapple and cardamom and citrus. And so you might think, oh, that's probably gonna be like decently fresh right off the rip, you know, really fruity and sweet and everything, but it's actually not. I mean, there's aspects of freshness there, but it's more so a sweet leather fragrance with kind of like an oudi, like a sweet oudi backbone. So yeah, that's kind of how it reminds me a little bit Chopard style, a little bit Falcar style, a little bit Imperial Valley, kind of its own little thing going on there, mixing together. Let's next talk about this. This is from Mesa Asrar, and it's called Wadi. Kind of a cool looking bottle. I like the design. It's got like this channel cut out from the cap through onto the bottle. But one thing to be aware with this one, you see that? Absolute fingerprint magnet. So this fragrance is another extremely popular scent, or similar to a really popular scent. And it is strong. Paradise Garden, but with a pretty big twist. So basically it's like you take Paradise Garden, okay, and you give it the Dolph Lundgren Rocky style action. Just inject it with steroids, turn it into a complete freak, you know, just really get it juiced up where it's losing its mind, just it wants to kill. That's essentially how this comes across. Like Paradise Garden if it was a little bit unhinged. And also with pumped up mint. Yeah, so it's like you take Paradise Garden, you take that mint and you dial that sucker up. You just go ahead and ramp it up, get that mint flowing, get the sweetness kind of coming in underneath the mint, really brisk, kind of like a chilling aspect to it, a little icy when you first spray it on. So if you're after something like that, Paradise Garden basically just turned full crackhead mode, given a whole bunch of mint. There you go. And it smells really nice too. It's not that type of like overwhelming that you sometimes get with Middle Eastern fragrances where it's like too overdone, you know, where you spray it on and you're like, oh, it is strong. But I hate it and it makes me want to vomit. It's not doing that, thankfully. So let's get a little something cheesy in here, a little cheesy. Let's get something a little cheesy right here, a little cheesy action. Your Touch Oud. So this one is Mesa Hombra, Your Touch. Pretty simple as far as the bottle design goes compared to everything else so far. But you know, Mesa Hombra not necessarily known for having like the most extravagant presentations, but that atomizer though, right? That's a nice atomizer. That's real nice, right? You may be like, yeah, dude, it is nice. Why are you saying it like that? What's wrong with you? Why are you so weird? Don't know if you can make this help, but it leaks like a fire hose. Holy crap. So yeah, it's one of those bottles where it's like the crimp is just obviously not good because you spray it a few times and it's just, it's like a river running down. So that's cool. It's kind of a shame. I'm assuming it's not all bottles like that, but mine sure is. And it's rough too because it's like leaking down the back and leaking down this. It's just leaking everywhere, dude. Oof. Let me grab something to actually wipe that off. I should have grabbed that beforehand. Nothing some toilet paper can't fix. Oh, it's everywhere. Great, cool, cool, cool. My hand smells, oh no, that didn't help. The second I wiped it off, it just started leaking more. Look at this, it will not stop. So yeah, I mean, I sprayed it before, like when it came in, and it was pretty leaky, but I think it's worse now, so. Cool. We'll just set that aside for now and just let it do its thing. It's a growing boy. It's gonna do weird stuff, and like, I'll just give it some privacy over there and let it get done leaking, and then we'll talk. So the fragrance, you may be thinking, is probably gonna be pretty cheap smelling, you know, considering that presentation is bare bones, and maybe the quality control not the hottest. But it does actually smell pretty good. Like, for how inexpensive that one is, which it is one of the cheapest ones out of everything I picked up here, it smells pretty darn good. It's not as strong as the Stronger With You. It's definitely more reined in, but it's got a nice balance to it, a nice sweetness with that little tiny touch of like a sweet westernized kind of oud lurking underneath. It's well done. Like, it's a nice little alternative to Stronger With You oud. Smells good, quality's there as far as the scent. But the presentation is, yeah. Let's talk next about this one. This is French Avenue Axis, which has what looks like a roulette wheel on top, but I believe it's supposed to be for navigation. Because as you can see on the bottle here, we have like a little compass, like a little navigational axis right there. And this one right here is interesting in the sense that off the top, like as soon as you spray it on off the rip, it's a little, it's not that it's harsh, it's just that it's kind of semi-powdery with like this faint little aromatic edge to it. But then really quickly, it starts to settle in, smells way, way, way better. And this one actually has a perfumer attached by name, and that is Jean-Louis Suizac, who has done some of these fragrances over here. And actually, years ago, I worked with his son, Lucas Suizac, on a fragrance, so cool. Or something. As it settles down though, smells really nice. The vanilla comes out, and it's a really rich vanilla, a touch creamy, not overly sugary or anything like that. Has labdanum in here as well, so you're gonna get that kind of combining with the vanilla. Gives it this nice warmth. It's cozy, it's sexy, the quality very high, and it smells similar to Byredo's Vanille Antique. So that one is one that if you get it or if you smell it and the first like couple minutes you think to yourself, it's okay, not great, let it dry down. Because that's one that just gets way better as it dries, and it becomes fantastic. I am letting this Hombra leak. It's just I think this is like the pressurized atomizer is under pressure, and so it's just shooting stuff out at this point. Next up, Galactic Men. It's a funny name. Galactic Men Elixir, I should say, by Mesa and Hombra. This is one of those times where they're not really trying to hide what it smells similar to, right? I mean, the whole star there. And this is another one that is dirt cheap. Like, this is one of the ones where they're just like, please take this from me. I will give it to you for free. Not actually for free, but really cheap. Thankfully, no pressurized atomizer from Alhambra this time, so it doesn't leak like a stuck pig. And this one is supposed to be, in case you couldn't tell by like the color scheme and everything, pure malt. And this one is gonna be like a budget pure malt, if that makes sense, which that's exactly what it is, so I guess it should make sense. It does not capture exactly how pure malt comes across, unfortunately. The opening is not quite spot on, but as it dries down, it does get better. It gets closer, performance-wise, a little bit under what pure malt used to be. For the price, it's solid. It's well done, it smells nice, but if you're a sucker for pure malt, which I am, slash was, slash still am, this will get you most of the way there. Most of the way. But just don't expect it to be like the exact same in terms of quality or performance. But it is still really good for the price point, because it is actually stupid cheap. Like I said, you can even find this on Amazon for sub 20 bucks. And at that price point, pretty good. Let's go with another one of these funny looking bottles. This one's called Cascade. It's Mesa and Raw again. Closer look for you. As you can see, this one has a deeper blue color scheme, but still has that same bottle design. There we go, couple sprays. Atomizer, pretty good. Now, this one here, that was my soul leaving my body. See you later. It opens up with Windex. Yeah, kind of like that. This is that type of fragrance where I looked at the note breakdown before it came in and I was like, I'm pretty sure I know what this is gonna be. Probably gonna be a little Bleu de Chanel, a little bit of, you know, Club de Nuit iconic type of twist action, something, something, something. Then I get it in, I spray it and I go, I'm gonna let it, ow, table! I'm gonna let it do its thing, the M word, your choice, whatever you like to call it, macerate, mature. We'll just leave it to those two, and we'll see how it goes, because it does get better as it dries. It has a nice sweet aspect that starts to come out. This sort of like melon comes through, and it does begin to improve. But your first impression is probably gonna be what mine was, which is spraying it on a strip or your skin, and then thinking to yourself, that sucks. So that one, like I said, we'll let it do the M word. We'll come back to it in the future. Not in this video, but just in the future in general. I also got this, DXB. That's out of focus. Yes, DXB right here. This is also Maison Azrar. So what is DXB? What could this one be? Well, this is a Louis Vuitton alternative, kind of a twist, a play on afternoon swim. And I have to say, from the last one to this one, this is way better. Like way better. The citrus comes across strongly. It's sweet. It has way more push than afternoon swim, which essentially lasts like 10 minutes. Smells great while it's there, but you know, just no longevity. That's a problem I don't have. I'm sorry, I apologize.
You really think you can go all day long?
So yeah, this one, very citrusy, great for summer, great daytime fragrance. Gonna remind you a lot of afternoon swim with much better performance. And the quality on this one, just astronomically different from Cascade. And our final one is this, Scepter Oceania, or just Oceana. And this is Maison Alhambra, once again, looking very Bulgari-ish. And Maison Alhambra, what is this? Look at that. Look. Not a huge deal, but this did arrive cellophaned, it was wrapped, and I could tell looking at it that this was ripped, not in transit or anything like that, but before the cellophane was put on. And nobody come at me and say, no, that's impossible. That's exactly how it came. That is possible. Everything was very tightly cellophaned. The wrapping was good. No tears, no bangs on the boxes, no bangs on the shipping box, but that big old tear. This stuff is still leaking like, see what it's trying to do now? It's trying to make these bubbles. And if you didn't catch this, if you didn't know that it was leaking this bad, you would come back to it like the next day and this would have peeled all the paint off. That's the last time I talk about that one, I promise. So is this one, which, oh no, that atomizer, oh no, it's pressurized. Oh no, this one's okay. But this one, which again looks very much like a Bulgari, is in fact a clone of a Bulgari. Oh. Yeah, so that one actually is. The other one's not, but that one is. It is a clone of Orom. This one, O-R-O-M, and it is a vanilla bomb. Vanilla, benzoin, oud, a touch of smokiness. Not the same at all side by side, but in the same ballpark as something like Baby Cat by YSL. And that one actually smells really good. Like that one, quality-wise, yeah, that one redeems. It redeems versus Your Touch, which is touching itself all over my desk right now. Yay. Fantastic release though. That one, really good and cheap. Actually cheaper than Malachite because that one is lesser known. It was like $5 less, $19.99. Let's just go ahead and do this. I spent a lot of time wiping my bottles with toilet paper. It's normal. This is normal. Now I got toilet paper dust everywhere. So that was a really long video. Different clones that I've never spoken to you about. And now, a giveaway. I have two fragrances here, Theorem by Rue Braca and Submission by Rasasi for men. All you have to do to be entered in the giveaway is this. Like the video, be subscribed to the channel, leave a comment down below. That way you can be entered in the giveaway. In the comment, just let me know what is your best recent clone pickup. I'll pick a winner with random comment picker posted up on the post tab of the YouTube channel the following month, and if you're the winner, hit me up and I'll ship those out to you. Good luck. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging out with me. Stay safe out there. Talk to you tomorrow. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video.